All right, now we're recording. And we all just work together kind of to build our dreams, build our goals. And a little about me, I'm coming up on my 2-year mark in the end of February, or no, beginning of February will be 2 years for me. So I want to start off and let you guys know I do not know everything. And when you guys start, you're going to feel the same way and be like, oh my gosh, I have no idea what I'm doing. And that is totally normal to feel that way. You are going to jump into this. Sorry, my alarm's going off on my phone. Chloe, can you turn my alarm off? Never mind. Got it. Maybe. Okay, sorry. You in the beginning are going to feel that same way, and you're going to feel like, oh my gosh, I have no idea what I'm doing, and you just kind of try things out. And I'll tell you, from my first few months in the business, I literally was just like, okay, people told me to do this, so this is what I'm going to do. And I would just keep doing that. And if something didn't work for me, sometimes I'd create a graphic and it wouldn't do well. Sometimes I'd message people and say the wrong thing or say something completely stupid. And that's just part of learning through the whole process. So as you grow, just know that you're going to make mistakes. It's the same as if you started a new job anywhere or you started a new business. It's trial and error, and you're going to try things and just see what works for you. There are a ton of leaders on our team that kind of can help you and guide you. And you might look at something I'm doing and be like, oh, that's going to work well for me, and try it out and it works well. Or another coach might be doing something differently and you might look at what they're doing and that works better for you. So don't feel like you have to stick to one thing in this. If you're someone who just make sure during this entire process, while you're learning from me, you're learning from other coaches, you're learning from top coaches, you want to make sure that you keep being who you are the entire time. Because I will tell you, probably 6 months into the business, I hit a point where I started feeling like I was doing all these posts and I was doing well in the business. I made it full time in 7 months, so I was doing well. But I started feeling like it wasn't me, like I was not who I was. And I ended up realizing my coach, who's doing awesome, and if you guys don't know, my coach is Ashley Smith, so you'll be added into her page too. She right now is going for top 10, and she is an amazing coach. But she is like one of the sweetest people you will ever meet. She's like so innocent and kind and nice, and when she speaks, like, she just has this like such a like sweet presence about her. And I am not that I'm not nice or sweet, but I'm like way more blunt and like crazy and things coming out of my mouth that probably shouldn't. And that's just how I am. So I had to really think about like what I was posting, because the things she was doing were working and they were going to work for me too, but I needed to be wording it and doing things that sounded like me, because you don't want to start feeling like you're lost in your own journey and that you're being someone that you're not, because that's when you start to just feel like crap then. So if you ever start feeling that way, just take a step back and then really start thinking like, am I being true to myself during this? Like, am I taking the things I'm learning and then applying it in a way that still is representing who I am? Because we're all going to be a little different. We're all going to do things a little differently. And for instance, like, I'm horrible with graphics. I hate creating graphics. It's just not my thing. And when I do it, it takes me like hours. And some people come up with a graphic and it will look so cute and they do it in like 10 minutes. And then there's me, I'll be doing it for like 3 to 4 hours, asking my daughter, asking my boyfriend. And they're like, oh my gosh, just choose a font and go with it. So you don't, just do what is comfortable to you. I don't use a lot of graphics very often. I don't edit my photos. I personally just kind of, this is who I am. Right now I actually have my hair done because I needed to take those pictures. But even for those pictures, literally for Elite, I had my daughter do them in my family room up against this gray wall because I didn't know we had to have them in, and I didn't have time. So a lot of days when I'm posting, like, my hair is a mess. I have no makeup on. I'm usually in workout clothes. And that's okay. Like, that's how I run my business. And people know, like, this is who I am. If they see me in real life, that's what I'm going to look like. I'm going to be in workout clothes, probably not showered yet because I just have been running around doing things. And you just have to be who you are. If you're not someone who goes out in public and you're not like perfect looking every day, then don't try to be that perfect looking person every day on social media. Because you just really want to represent who you are this entire time and just keep being true to yourself. Hold on, sorry. Oh yeah, thank you. I did have a ton of responses on that, and actually I didn't even know. I wish that I could have made the picture a little lighter, but I don't care, and I don't really have time, to be honest, to sit and do that. And I was going to try to go get pictures done, and I'm like, it's Christmas time. I'm spending a ton of money. We go out of town on Wednesday for 2 weeks. So I'm like, this is what it's going to be. My daughter did a good job. Maybe she'll be a photographer now. She's going to come say hi.
No, I did terrible.
So when you guys start, focus on the basics. You will be in the 7-day boot camp. And then you will be doing the 21-day training videos. What I recommend doing, get a notebook, get a pen, and put 7-day boot camp, and then write what each day is. I don't think we actually have a 7th day. I think there's only 6 days. But then you'll go to 21-day training videos and write down 21-day training videos. If day 1 is your why, you can write out your why on there, or if you want to just write like it's why, and just so that you know if you have to go back. One day will be like setting up your back office. So write that in your notes. That way, if you have questions after these videos, you can just go back to your notes and be like, oh, it was day 3 that I had to set up my back office. So you can go right back to that video and do it. My biggest thing with the training videos, don't try to skip over them. I know that sometimes it's easy to be like, oh yeah, I got this. I don't need to do these. But that is how you are going to be successful. It's basically the only real training that we have for you guys during this. So if you skip it, it's really hard because we can't do that work for you. And we want you guys to be successful. So we want you guys to have the training videos, and they took a lot of time putting that together. When I started coaching a little less than 2 years ago, we didn't have training videos like that. So literally I started and it was like, find videos on YouTube and start clicking on them and figure it out. And you felt so lost. So now that we have it where it's like day 1, day 2, and it's set up for you guys, take advantage of that because it's going to be so helpful. Yes, team inspiration. Well, Pam, it's actually the Team Inspiration site. Do you have it? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and just so you guys know, so our team's Team Living to Be Fit, that's like your big team. And then whoever your personally sponsored coach is, they have probably a separate team name. And then my coach is Team Inspiration. And then the coach above that is Team Inspiration. So they're Inspiration and Inspiration are 2 different teams. And in the beginning, you're going to get confused about it, but it will eventually just click and be second nature. So yeah, in the beginning, focus on the basics, ask tons of questions. Anytime you guys are feeling like you don't know something, ask us. But also know that if you can go look it up, if it's something that was in a video, look it up. And not that we mind giving you the answers, but you're going to be more successful if you also take responsibility, because in the end, this is your business. So you can go slow, you can go fast, you can do this job part-time as a little side job, you can do it just to, get yourself healthy and get yourself in shape, or you can run with it and go really fast. But make sure that you know what you're doing, and then you communicate that to your coach, because everyone's going to go at different points, and we don't want to. I did go really fast, but not every coach does, and we want to know, and I'm speaking for all of your coaches when we say this, we want to know how fast you guys want to go so that we're giving you the right information and having you match up the right goals that are going to go with it. Because if you're like, hey, I want to be full-time in a year, there's different goals you have to be hitting to be full-time in a year, versus if you're like, hey, I want to do this just for my own personal journey, then you don't have to do certain things. So just really know what you want in it and then communicate that with your coach. Every day I usually post every day, post in Living to Be Fit. Monday through Friday, it's always a morning post. And then if there's anything else, I'll just post it later that day. But it's always kind of just like a good morning, saying hi. Sometimes it will have little activities for you guys to do. Or like Mondays are usually a reminder what our week's going to look like. It also is a reminder to get on the national wake-up call. And if we have team calls, it just goes over kind of all that stuff. If you guys have iPhones, and I believe, does anyone on this call not have an iPhone? Everyone's iPhones?
Yeah, I don't.
You don't. Okay. Do you guys, I don't know if you have a podcast button. I think you do. Do you have an Android?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So you'll have to look because I don't have an Android, but I'm pretty positive it's on. So iPhones have a purple podcast button. And what that is literally it comes on your phone. So if you're like me and had no idea what that button was, you're going to start using it. What you will do is you will click on that purple button, and there is a podcast called Team Beachbody Coach Podcast. What's this for? Oh, thank you. Team Beachbody Coach Podcast, and you will just download that. And it's free, and then it has all of the national wake-up calls. So every Monday, there is a new national wake-up call. You don't have to be on live, and literally, if you want to go back and listen to any previous national wake-up calls, you can just go through, and all of the calls are on there for at least the last 2 years. So I don't know how far back it goes, but I know for sure the last 2 years, all the calls are on there. They always are uploaded late Monday afternoon or Tuesday morning on my podcast. And then what National Wake Up Call is that first it starts off as recognition, and they will recognize anyone who has rank advanced and from diamond to 15 star. So anytime you rank advance and you get announced that week, make sure the following Monday you listen to your national wake-up call because your name is set on there. And it's kind of cool to just know that all over the United States, anyone listening to that podcast gets to hear your name. The first time I heard my name on the diamond thing, I literally played it for my entire family 500 times and was like, listen to this, like kept rewinding it. And it was so little, but you just feel good about it because you're working towards something. After they do that, and if you aren't getting announced and you don't like need to hear the recognition, you can fast forward through that. Like there's times where I do it where I don't have time, so I'm just like fast forward until they start talking. Once you fast forward, every week it's either a coach or the CEO of the company or a trainer if we have a new program coming out, but they are either sharing tips on how to grow your business. A lot of times it's top coaches or just coaches who have been coaching in the business, sharing what's working for them. And it's so important for you guys to get on those because that's where you're gonna learn little tips that even me right now, I've been coaching for 2 years and I can tell you I learn stuff from the National Wake Up Call every single week because it's just different coaches in the business and everyone does things a little bit differently. So sometimes it might not work for you. Sometimes you might hear something that they say and then you apply it differently. But no matter what, you want to be on those national wake-up calls, listen to the recording. If Carl's ever on, he is always sharing like big information. So like today, he shared all the changes that are going to be happening. And if you can't get to it on Monday, you can always listen to it on Tuesday. Just make sure that is part of your weekly routine is always listen to that national wake-up call. Then for posting, okay, how Facebook works is that you have all these friends on there, or maybe you didn't use Facebook a lot, and so you don't even have a lot of friends on there yet, and that's totally fine because you're just starting off. But when you post something, like say I post a picture right now, it's like something crazy, like only like 22%, I think, it might even be less than that, actually sees what you are posting. So you might have, like right now, I think I have like 2,500, probably a little over 2,500 friends on there. when I post, there's only a couple hundred maybe that actually see my post, if that, because it is a very small amount that sees it. So when you're posting, one, you want to make sure you always use a picture, because if you post just like a quote, or if you just post something and it's just wording, people are more likely to scroll right past it, because we're like, hey, I'm at work and I'm just playing on my Facebook, so I'm just going to look at pictures. And you want them to read it. So always post a picture with it. That way it kind of catches someone's attention. They're like, hey, what's she talking about? My second thing is you will want to post 3 to 5 times a day. When you first start coaching, I always say try to get at least 3 posts up a day, like a morning one, a lunch one, and a dinner one. If you can ever not get a post up, do not stress yourself out about it and then start posting things just because you need something to post. You always want to ask yourself, when you post, what value does this have in someone? Is it a question for someone to answer? Because people like feeling like you want their opinion. They want to feel like you need them and that their opinion matters. So asking a question is always awesome. I post a lot about like my family, Chloe, obviously, my boyfriend, and like my home life. And then I always post about my workout and recipes. When I'm posting about my workouts, I usually try to put something inspirational with it versus just being like, hey, look at me. I try to write something like either a struggle I'm having. I think I'm friends with all you guys on Facebook. If not, make sure you add me after. But I'm pointing as if you guys can see me. I did pull-ups the other day, and I've been like trying to drop lower on them. And so I think I only did like 5, but I talked about how like my goal right now is to be able to drop lower, because I started getting good at them, but I don't come all the way down. So like now I'm pushing myself to this new goal. So when you're pushing, you also want to talk to people about like, hey, this is where I used to be and this is what I'm working towards now. Maybe you can do 2 push-ups now, and before you couldn't do any. So you can make a little video and share a video of you doing push-ups and say like, a month ago, I couldn't even do 1, and now I can do 2. You don't need to be able to do 50 push-ups in 1 minute or something crazy to share it. It's just about showing how you're improving, how your strength is improving, how your health is improving, and talk about that stuff in it. When it comes to posting, don't overthink it. You want to tie it into your life. So for instance, like I said, I post a lot about my family, recipes, fitness, health, and then PD. You're supposed to be doing personal development every day. You should be drinking your shake every day, doing your workout, and then you're going to be eating food. Like you're going to eat something throughout the day. So try to make it healthy. Even if you are going to eat fast food one night, you can share that, hey, I just messed up and ate fast food. Last night I shared how I had Buffalo Wild Wings because we had a crazy day. I worked out. I was with my daughter outside because where I live, it's 80 degrees. So I talked about that. Like, hey, I'm eating Buffalo Wild Wings because I balance my life out and I do have these kind of meals. Don't feel like you can only share, I eat clean every second of the day and I work out every single day. You can share struggles. You can share that you're a human. If you're out having beers with your friends, you can share that picture. And I encourage you to share those pictures because no one wants a coach that they think is only perfect and never messes up, because then they can't they can't hold up to the standards that you're at, because they know like, I'm still going to have days I mess up. We all have those. And you want them to feel comfortable that they come to you and they're like, hey, she gets the life. She does the balance. She works out. She eats cleanish. She has, mistakes sometimes too. And she's not going to like kick me out of her challenge group because I messed up too. And like I said, just tie your posting into your life. So don't make it like, oh my gosh, I need 3 posts and this is so stressful. You want it to just be like, hey, I'm going to be working out. That's one of my posts. I'm doing personal development in the morning or on the way to work. So that's one of my posts. I'm making a healthy dinner. So I'm going to share that recipe. Think of things that you can share with people that are going to motivate them, inspire them, hold them accountable. I've done things where it's like, hey, I challenge everyone today to get up and do 100 jumping jacks. something super simple at home and just those little challenges. I've done wall sits, planks, anything that's just little like that that gets people moving is awesome. And if you ever put up a post and you're like, hey, I put up this post and no one's liking it or doing it, let our team know and then we'll all do it and we'll all like it and you'll feel a million times better because there's a lot of us. So that's going to happen. You're going to put up a post. Typically, when you are putting up a post, if it doesn't do well at all, it's usually because you are not interacting with people enough on Facebook. So how it works, only a certain percent of people see your news feed, but you have to be interacting with those people to show up in their news feed. If you are not interacting with them, then they are not in your news feed. So make sure, one of the things we really focus on, top these things: personal development, drink your shake, do your workout, share, and invite. Those 5 things you want to be doing all the time. And and the sharing and inviting is where you add value. So what I try to do most in my business is I add value as much as I can to other people, commenting on their pictures, letting them know, like, maybe they went to a wedding and they look awesome, or maybe they're a mom that posted something and one of their kids is struggling and they're feeling like crap and need to be reminded that we all make mistakes as parents. We all have those hard times. Maybe it's someone that, just posted a cute picture of their family. Comment on their picture and let them know, like, hey, your family looks adorable. Something so simple like that can totally change someone's day and be like, just make them a little bit happier. Because every time we post a picture, you always think, like, do I look ugly? Do I look stupid? What are people going to think? And you start like second guessing yourself all the time. And that's the same thing that everyone else does. Facebook is a lot of times people like editing so much in pictures that you start feeling, there's so many times I cannot tell you where I've told my boyfriend, like, everyone is so gorgeous. I'm like always a mess. But it was funny because there was a time that I went to something, we got there, and I was like, oh, in person, these people are all normal. Like, they all don't have just perfect skin and perfect hair. Like, they all just have normal faces like I do. And because we had gone to the beach and stuff with a group of his friends that, in my opinion, I literally was so scared to meet them because I thought, like, they were so above me. And I'm like, I'm not going to fit in. And they were totally not like that. It was just that they edit their pictures a lot, and so they look that way. So just know that when you're posting a picture, just be real. Let people see the real you. If you have a pimple, who cares? We all get pimples. We all have bad hair days. We all have days that we are running around with no makeup on and hair thrown up and we're in hoodies. So don't feel bad about it. And just really, I can't stress enough, just try to be you. Be you and let people love you for who you are. The more that you work on yourself in this business, the more you're going to grow. The more that you dive into your physical journey, your mental journey, that all is going to come together. And that's how you really grow as a coach, is share your results. Keep getting yourself results, because the more you share that you're toning up, that you're losing weight, that you're feeling so much more energized. As you're able to share that more and more, people are going to want to join you just because they're seeing, like, hey, this girl is feeling awesome. She's looking awesome. And she's just, like, so happy. That's why I joined My Coach, was because I was at a point in my life that I was struggling and so unhappy and I needed something different. And I found she found me, but I was like, this girl literally is so happy. She's like loving life and she just looks so cute and awesome. And so I ended up joining, but it was because of how happy she looked and how her posts always just inspired me. So that's the same kind of thing you want to be sharing on your page, is get yourself results. Because if you're skipping workouts all the time and you're not drinking your shake and you're eating like crap every day, it's going to be really hard because you won't have stuff to share, but also you're not going to be feeling good about yourself. So then it makes it even a million times harder. Typically, when I hear coaches struggling and they come to me and tell me, like, they're struggling, my number one thing for them to do is dive into your own personal journey. because that is usually where you're falling short, is you're getting so focused on inviting and doing all that work business part of it that you're forgetting you need to focus on yourself and really dive into your own journey. Personal development is something I can tell you is huge in this business. And you will know, or I will know, if you are doing it or not just by the mindset you will have. Because I can tell you right now, I know which coaches do it and I know which coaches don't, only because the mindset you have, and you don't have to be doing personal development where it's, just to like, I used to think personal development was like self-help. Like I thought it was stupid, to be honest. And then I started doing it and I actually realized like, okay, this actually makes me feel really good. It like gives me a little bit more like pep and a little more excited. And it just makes you realize like, hey, I can do more than I thought I can. And I am stronger than I thought I am. And that's what you really want to focus on. And there's going to be times in the business you start doubting yourself where you're like, I don't feel like anyone's liking my posts, or I feel like no one wants to join me, or I don't know if I can do this. Like, I just feel like crap. You're going to have so many of those moments. And there's days where like I'll have days where I start doubting myself. And I know when I start doubting myself, I need more personal development. So find a personal development book, whether it's religion or just, a self-help book. It will help you in the end, and it's going to help you. The more your mindset grows, the better. And one thing that I always say is like, if you're going to a gym and you get a trainer can help you at that gym and they can get you results and they can get your eating on track. But one of the huge things that you do not get with a trainer is you do not get the mindset change. And the mindset is where so much of the problems stem. We hold ourselves back from all of this stuff. Like I went so long thinking, I have to get an 8-to-5 job and I needed to, just have a salaried position. And then all of a sudden I started coaching and my life is completely different. And I'm home with my daughter and I can do my team calls when my daughter's sitting next to me. And I can do all this stuff. And it was a total different mindset than how you grew up. Because when you grow up, your mindset is typically you go to college, then you get an 8-to-5 job, and then you come home at 5 or 6 and you cook dinner and you do your family stuff then. This is a whole different way of living if you work towards it. And during this, I want you to always remember, even right now, I always told myself I set goals that are monthly goals, and then I set goals that are a year goal, 2 years goal, 3 years goal, and 4 years. So I go up to 4 years. And each year, having a goal that I'm working towards, they all coincide. So I know like, okay, month 1 was to go, or the first year, I had to go full-time in 7 months. So for those of you guys who didn't know, I shared about this recently on our team page, but I had 7 months to make it happen. And I knew I had to because I needed to move to South Carolina. Wouldn't have a sitter for my daughter. My boyfriend was out here, and for us to like figure it out after all of the years of us doing distance, it needed to happen. So I made it happen because I didn't give up. Like I pushed myself, and when I doubted myself, I dived into personal development and I just kept going with it. And then I had goals, so when you finish that year, then I reevaluate. Okay, were my 2-year, 3-year, and 4-year goal on track now that I finished that year? And then you can ask yourself, if you fell a little short, that's okay. Now you just know, okay, what do I need to do differently to hit that next goal in the year number 2? So my goal my first year was to be full-time and be home with my daughter. My 4-year goal was for my boyfriend to be home with me and us both be running the business, because realistically, that wasn't a goal that could happen in the first year. Maybe it could happen for some, but for me personally, I couldn't do it in 1 year. And so when I started, my 4-year goal was, hey, have my boyfriend home with me and then do it that way. And that's something I work for. And on days I'm doubting myself or like, this isn't going fast enough for me, or this isn't doing whatever, you have to remind yourself, like, where will I be in 4 years? What is my life going to be like in 4 years? When you're posting on Facebook, you don't have to be saying, if you're just starting off as a coach, you don't need to be like, I'm making $10,000 a week. Like, that's not realistic. You just started coaching. So don't be sharing that. But when you get your first paycheck, if you made $50, share that you made $50 and that you get paid every Thursday and you just got that $50. So maybe you're spending it on a new shirt, or maybe you're going out for dinner and you typically wouldn't have done that. Share those little things, because as you grow, those are the things that people relate to. When I first started sharing, those were the things I shared about was, hey, I had a $50 paycheck and before I didn't have that $50. Or maybe one week I paid off my car payment and before I had to pay that out of my job that I was working at. So just make sure you always really talk about all the little things. It doesn't need to be big things. And when you do invite people to the coaching opportunity, you can share with them like, hey, I'm doing this and what are your goals? Like my goals are to have like this community of support and accountability and motivation on a team where we kind of all uplift each other and are just there for each other, because I didn't have good friends. And then I had my daughter at a young age and I lost all my friends when that happened because they were at a different mindset than what I was at. So when I started this, that was part of my thing. I wanted to be home with my daughter. I wanted to be healthy so that I could be a better mom. And I wanted a community of girls that like just accepted me for who I was. And for once I wanted like real friends. And that's what I really strive for on this team, is for everyone just to do your best to really be yourself and invest in each other. Because I can tell you that if you're doing personal development and you're feeling good, you're going to help our team so much. We can all learn from each other because we're all going to be different. And we as a team get to grow together. And obesity is a huge, huge issue right now. It's something that many people are struggling with, and it's on the rise. And the fact that this little team we have, it's almost to 100 people, but this little team can be slowly changing people's lives, one person at a time, makes the difference in this world. And that's something that I just think is awesome, because we are helping the trend of obesity, and hopefully we're setting the new example for our kids and for the people around us. Like, hey, we can do this and, be better than what they think, because statistically they plan on obesity, taking over and just keep going up every year and every year. And it would be awesome if everyone can just get the numbers to start going down instead of it going up. Any little tips about eating, share it. Little things like if you can switch. I have sometimes people like, hey, share your favorite recipe that isn't so healthy and I'll help you figure out a way to make it healthy. And then I'll sit there and switch it. If you have someone that comes to you and you don't know the answer, Google it, look it up, spend time researching it. One of the things I love most about this business is we are a coach. We do not need to be certified. We do not have to know everything. What we have to do is just be there for people as a friend and as a coach, guide them, hold them accountable, and help them find the answers they need, help them stay on track. So all through this journey, you're going to be learning more and more about all the nutrition and the health stuff as it goes on. In the last two years, I've learned more about ways to substitute different foods to make it healthier, and more about my portion control, and more just about all the nutritional stuff, because it's a constant learning game. So don't ever feel like, oh my gosh, people are asking me things and I don't know it. Like, no, just look it up. We have access to the internet everywhere we go, basically. Then, do you guys have any questions yet? I know I share so much information during this. No? You can tell me if you do.
I have some questions, but they're not on what you're talking about.
What are your questions?
Just from the stuff today, with the all access on demand. I have a girl that's interested. She is not in part of my group, but she wants to be part of the challenge group I'm going to put on this month. And I have one interested in the challenge group that I'm in right now that I just put on. But the one that has not done it before, she wants to know if there's a way. Now they do the 3 sets of payment sometimes. Will they do that on a challenge pack?
I do not believe they do it with Shakeology.
I was going to say, I haven't seen that
They will do it with a program, but as a coach, they do not get a coach with it, and you do not get Success Club points for it or commission on it.
Got it. Okay.
And as far as I know, we still don't do it with Shakeology. We would do it with programs, and they can split up the payments. But yeah.
I had only seen it on the program, so that's what I was thinking. I didn't think that was an option.
Yeah.
But yeah. But you can continue. I have more, but we'll just wait until we get there.
Okay.
You literally just asked me right now. That's why I was asking.
Every month we are going to run a free group or a paid group. So what a free group is, it's a 5-day, sometimes 7-day, but typically we do 5. But it would be like a free clean eating group or a hydration group or maybe like an abs group. We just tried to run, right now we're doing the fitness group. What a free group is it is a time where we just invite people to pay 0 amount of money and join us for some fitness tips, for some fun exercises and accountability, and just like a little group to really just have fun in it. And so when you do those, always make sure if you create a graphic or if you invite people personally, you want to always try to get those groups to have a lot of people in them because it's free. No one's paying anything and everybody likes free stuff. You can create an event and invite people to it if you want to do it that way. But you want to, especially when you first start coaching, you want to make sure every month that you do a free group because people love free stuff. When you create this group, if you want to do clean eating or a hydration, we have meal plans, we have graphics, we have all of that stuff in the Google Drive. We even have posting schedules for you guys. So you do not need to create it on your own. If you want to, totally cool, and that's fine. Awesome, do it. But if you want to use what we have the Google Drive. I believe you just click on challenge groups. Let me double check because I just switched it recently. So you would go into the Google Drive, and then just click on challenge groups and it will have it, like the 12-day of fitness, 21-day fix. We have Achieve It in August group. That was a free group. Beautiful group, Clean Crock Pot. So we have all these different groups for you guys, and you just click on it, and then it will have things to post, and literally will have graphics with it, and it will have your post like written out. So all you have to do is copy and paste it, and then add whatever you need to do. We try to take the hard work out of it for you guys, but like I said, if you want to switch anything, switch it and make it your own. If you've never used Google Drives before, always make sure that when you go into it, you click it and then make a copy. So you'll click on it, make a copy, and then you can edit it. Because if you edit it, I don't think you can. I think I blocked everyone from doing that now. Because if you edit it on our page, then it switches it. But always just make sure you go on, click what you want, and then make a copy, and then it's your own to go do. If you ever need help, those groups you do not need to run by yourself. And I highly recommend pairing up with different people. For instance, everyone that is on this call right now, if you guys are all new coaches, so get to know each other. After December, we will actually have separate groups for like Emerald, Diamond, the Threads, just so we can help you guys more for exactly what you're pushing for. But get to know the people on the team. Pair up, have what we call a Success Club partner. And what that is basically just someone that you work with and you guys run all your groups together. So every month you guys basically are checking in with each other. You guys plan your groups out together and then you combine each other. So instead of you running a group that maybe only has 3 people in it, you run a group with another coach or maybe 2 other coaches, and each person has, 3 to 5 people in it. I typically tell people if it's a paid group, try not to go over like 20 people just because you don't want to not be able to keep up with it. Free groups, there's always a ton of people because we pair up and kind of run those as bigger groups. Are there any questions on free groups? Also, with a posting schedule, we have those for the paid groups too. So you'll run a paid group, which most of you guys should be in a paid group right now. But if you are not, make sure that you are in your coach's next paid group. But what that is when someone specifically is drinking Shakeology, on a program, doing the workouts, and that they like paid for. And they are in it to go. I run my paid challenge groups through the app, which it's free for everybody to download. You guys can all download it. If you haven't, it's called My Challenge, and it's just the blue Beachbody sign. Actually, really fast, you guys can write these down. Apps you should download. So the end of the National Wake Up Call on your podcast. Then I download groups for Facebook. So it's just called groups. And the reason I download that is because, like, if I want to go into our team page, I literally just click on my group apps, and then I have Living to Be Fit as one of my top ones. Because you can, like, pick your favorites. So I have, like, Team Inspiration, and Living to Be Fit all at the top. And then for all my free groups, they're right underneath there instead of having to go into Facebook. So it's a lot easier for me just to, like, go directly there. So groups is a good one to download. I'm assuming most of you guys have, like, Instagram, Messenger, if you don't have that. My Challenge Tracker app. And then I have my Drive and Docs. And both of those are for the Google Drives. So that way I can just click it, go in through there. I do not edit my photos a lot, but I know some of the girls on the team like Beauty Plus a lot. If you want to edit more on, like, your facial stuff, it gives, like, skin tones and that kind of stuff. Canva is an awesome one to download. That is where I do, if I'm going to use graphics, I usually use either Canva or Studio. Those are my top two. And then for videos, I use iMovie. So if you go on my page and the video yesterday, I think I made, Chloe, did we work out yesterday? What did we do? Oh, no. So if you go, like, you'd have to go like 2 or 3 days back on my posts. But one of my last videos where it's like me and my daughter in matching clothes, that's iMovie. So it kind of makes it look more professional to use that one. So that one I use a lot. And then the other one is Pick, Play, Post. So like the video I posted today where it had me, my boyfriend, and my daughter in a photo and then a video next to it, that was Pick, Play, Post. Pick, Play, Post is super easy to use. iMovie is a little bit more challenging. I know when I first started using it, I was a little lost, but believe me, I'm so bad with technology. So if I can figure out this app, you guys all can figure it out. Canva. Oh yeah, I said Canva, and then PicMonkey is another one that people like a lot. To be honest, I keep trying to start using PicMonkey, and it's so challenging for me because I'm not a technology person. But it is, I know a lot of people use it, and it's awesome. I just personally have issues when it comes to technology. If any of you guys don't know how to get to our Google Drive, it is in Living to Be Fit team page, and it is tagged at the top. So it is like the top tag, and you just click right on there, and that's how you get into it. Also, in our team page, if you go on from a computer, you can click on the Files tab, and we have a bunch of different files there also because originally we didn't have a Google Drive, so there's some stuff there. And then also if you click on the cover photo in our team page, I don't think you can do it from your cell phone, but if you were on an actual computer, if you click on there, That has how to get into Team Inspiration's 21-day training videos. It also has the coach customer care number and then our customer care number for customers and like any basic information you would need. In my notes, something that is smart for you guys all to do. So I always put my coaching ID number in my notes. Like I literally just like save it on the screen, not like my screensaver, but like in the pad of notes. So I do my coaching ID number and like it's just under Beachbody. Then it says me. I have my boyfriend. So if you're doing your husband's account or your boyfriend's account too, I have his number. Then I put the coaching number, the customer service number, and then I put my web page, my boyfriend's web page, and then I have my coaching application, the link to sneak peek videos, new coach training videos, and a Shakeology video. And then my link to my Facebook. The reason that I have all of that on my screen or in my notes is because you want, if some people are going to message you, and you'll have customers do this all the time where they'll message you and they'll have to call customer service. You don't want to have to go look up the number every 2 seconds. So it's so simple. Right when they message you, you just click in your notes and then send it right to them. It makes you look more organized as a coach and it saves you a ton of time. You will be using the coach number when anytime you have an issue, whether it's for your personal stuff or your customers, you will be using that number a ton. So I always just have it there. And then obviously like my link to my webpage so that anytime someone's ready to order, I can just send that right over. I also have like the registration. I have some stuff in there that you guys wouldn't need to have though. Okay, wait. Power hour. Then I went over National Wake Up team calls. We have a team call every other Tuesday at 9:00 Eastern. So we have one tomorrow night. Team calls, you guys, we will record them, but I highly recommend getting on them. If you are going to be planning dinner with your friends or going out or whatever, try to plan it around, like do it a different night of the week. And the only reason I say that is being on the team calls, seeing everyone's faces, being able to ask questions and like be in the moment is so much better than listening to the recordings. Because when you listen to recordings, they're awesome, but you also just feel like you're listening to a team versus being part of the team. And we want you guys on team calls. We want to know if you guys are doing something differently and it's working awesome, or if we're shouting you out on a team call. We want to have you guys there to do that. And the more team calls you get on and the more you can interact with the team, the more you're going to love this job. I promise you. Because you will start forming these friendships and relationships and you will start growing with each other. So the more you can get on these calls, the better. And obviously we know that there's going to be times you can't. So if you can't get on, don't feel like you're going to get kicked off or something. Posting, make sure that your why is as big as possible. I always tell people, I was told this in the beginning, is that if your why does not make you want to cry or make you, maybe you're not an emotional person, because I actually cry super easy. Every Christmas movie right now, I have bawled my eyes out.
Yeah, we were watching a movie last night, and the only thing that I could hear was...
I don't cry like that. But I'm actually going to share this movie with our team, and you guys all need to watch it. Do you remember the name? My Christmas Angel. Watch this movie and it's literally it's a good movie and it's all about giving and all of that stuff, but I cried probably the entire movie. It's a really good movie. I want our team to watch it too. But make your why strong enough, because you want your why to be big enough that on the days you're struggling and you're feeling like a failure, that you remember what you're pushing for. So whether it's your own personal journey, like physically where you want it to be, Or maybe it's where you wanted your family to be. Maybe right now you have tons of debt. If, like for me, I went to college. I got my bachelor's because I thought that's what I was going to do. And I'm paying student loans off, like I had $27,000 worth of debt when I came out of college. And thankfully, I went to a community college for 2 years. It would be so much higher. So I had student loans, and it's not like, oh, yeah, I'm doing this business and don't have debt still. Like, I'm still paying all that stuff off. But make sure that like, why are you doing this? Why do you want to show up every day? And make it strong. Don't make it just like, I want to work from home and I want to be fit. Because if it's like that I promise you on days you're struggling, that's not going to make you work out. You're going to be like, okay, cool. You want it to be big. You want it to push you. If you want, you can put a quote somewhere. I know someone on our team, like at one point had it written on their mirror. So every time they looked in the mirror, they'd always see like this little motivational quote there. So you can have stuff like that, or put right now, well, Chloe actually made me this while we're on the phone, but I don't know if you guys can see it, but it says you can do it, Mom. And it's like our 5-star top 200 thing. And we have had one, that was the goal for our team, was to go elite and be a 5-star elite team in the top 200. So for the last 6 months, was it longer than 6 months, Club? She made a sign, and we have had it hanging on my fridge every single day. I see that sign, and it reminds me of what we are pushing for and what we are working for, and that my little girl is believing in our team, even when I'm at home, like, crying because I think I'm failing. And she's like the reason why that I push even more. So having something simple like that on your fridge, make yourself a sign. Who cares? No one's going to think like, if someone comes over to your house and thinks you're a loser for setting goals and wanting to achieve things, then who cares? They're just jealous of it because you want to be pushing for these things. Okay, Emily, and you can message me tonight any other questions you have.
Okay, sorry. I feel bad.
Oh, no, you're totally fine. Some of this stuff you've actually heard too already.
Yeah, but I still need it.
And Emily's actually in her 3rd month of coaching, and she's going to be, hey. Emily's in her 3rd month. You're one Success Club point away, right, this month?
Yes, and I cannot find somebody.
You are going to. You are hitting it. Don't worry.
I have a couple people interested. I just have yet to get the sinker. So
I know. And a good reminder right now is let people know this is the last month that they can get a challenge pack for $140. They'll no longer be able to do that. So I've been letting a ton of people know that.
Yeah, I have too. So hopefully, I think I may have one girl for sure. She just has to wait for Christmas. So
awesome.
Let's hope.
Yeah. And for those of you guys, if you didn't know this, so the first 3 months in the business, if you hit Success Club 5, which is helping 3 people, you get a free ticket if you hit it for the first 3 months. I totally just lost track of what I was saying. So let me repeat that. Okay. The first 3 months in the business, if you hit Success Club 5 each month, then you get a free ticket to our Coach Summit, which is our big conference. So if you've been following the coach, Pam, you could still get a ticket and meet us there, girl.
I know. Let us hope. Let us hope.
Yeah, Emily, you will be there.
I want to. I will be very upset.
She has hit her first 2 months already. This is her 3rd month, and she's already helped 2 people. She needs 1 more person this month, and she'll get that free ticket.
Yeah, and the hardest part was I started a week and a half left in October when I signed up.
Yes.
And you were like, oh, hit Success Club. I was like, I have 13 days.
Well, you would have been able to, if you didn't hit Success Club that month, it's your first full month in the business.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I was so stressed.
You specifically were at Success Club 4. So I was like, hit it this month because you're almost there anyways. And if you do that, then you only have 2 months left.
Yes.
But yeah, no matter when you start, you get a full month. So if you started in the middle of December, then your full month doesn't start until January. If you do hit Success Club in that first month, even if it's not a full month, they'll count it. But if you don't, they don't count it against you.
Okay. I see. I didn't even know that. I was just winging it.
It's doing awesome.
But okay, I'll talk to you guys later.
Bye, Emily.
Bye.
And you guys, if you followed a coach, your coach or whatever, Coach Summit is huge deal. I went to Nashville my first year. I was told hit Success Club for the first 3 months in the business and get to Coach Summit. So I got there, and it's our biggest conference. There's 20 to 25,000 coaches that get together in the summer, and we go somewhere. So the last 2 years it was in Nashville, and then this coming year it's in New Orleans. So the first year I stayed in a hotel. I had no girls with me. I was just there with my coach and a couple of her girls. Last year was my second year, and I had, I think, 7 girls with me, and then we had these houses. And this coming year, we are going to have even more. So it's really cool to see how everything grows every single time. So your first goal is just hit Success Club the first 3 months in the business, get that ticket and get there, because it is such a blast. We go out, you go to seminars, you take live workouts with the trainers, and you really get to know your team on a completely different level. Like, you will laugh and open up and talk. Last year, there was lots of drinking involved and a lot of live videos that maybe shouldn't have happened. But we had so much fun. And that's really when you get to know each other, and it's just a time to like really just have fun. Yes, Pam, it's going to be really hot, but you need to get there. It's going to be a blast. And they recognize people. So like my first year I went, I was just, like a new coach going and got there, had a blast at it. The second year I went was last summer, and I got to walk. Technically it was supposed to be the stage, but they had us walk around this field this last year. So that my goal for this year was to walk the stage. So every year, just set goals for yourself, because even going to these conferences, there's one big one every year, and you always just want to be further in your business than the year before. So maybe you were an emerald, maybe you were just a new coach, and next year your goal is diamond, and next year it's 1 star or 5 star, whatever. You want to just keep setting goals and just keep trying to reach them. Every 3 months we do a Super Saturday, and Super Saturday is where it's all over the United States. So if you need help finding one, let us know. But Super Saturday is every 3 months. It's typically on the Saturday. However, some places do Sunday. But it is just a way for coaches in the area to meet up. Corporate does a video, and everyone around the United States watches this video that weekend. You do a live workout. Usually they'll have Shakeology there, Energizer there. Trainers go all around to different ones in the United States. So you might have a trainer at yours. And you just learn new information. So if you were in the thread today when I was saying anyone who can come to Charleston, you guys included, even if you're new, if you're anywhere near and you can get to Charleston, next Super Saturday is January 7th, but our team will get recognized at it. So I'm super excited about that and hoping we can kind of get people together. But yeah, January 7th is Super Saturday. So write that down. If you need help finding one close to you, let me know and I will help you find it. And it's just a really good way. Always mark those on your calendar, because again, that's when you get to soak in Beachbody culture. And one of the coolest things that you will see when you go to like Summit is that we had 20,000 coaches. They closed off the streets of Broadway, and 20,000 coaches are working out at 5 o'clock in the morning, sweating their butts off in this like hot weather. And it was a blast. But then we had all gone out the night before too. So needless to say, we were on very little sleep, very dehydrated. And we all got up and did this and rocked it out. But I even got emotional that day and started crying. You'll realize very quickly I cry all the time. But I just had even like stopped that morning and looked around, and I'm like, how awesome is it that like 20,000 people, all different sizes, men, women, are all on the streets ready to just like work out and enjoy this like day. Nowhere in my life did I ever think I would be a part of this and like be someone that was sitting in this group doing this. So those kind of things, living them and being in the moment, it's cool to see a picture of it, but when you're actually there and you're a part of it, it's so much better and you'll love it. And it truly just changes so much about how you feel and about how you grow, and you just connect with everyone on a different level. Do you guys have any questions for me? I think that's basically it. And then also just be a product of the product. When you guys are doing this, be drinking your shake, but also think about what your shake is doing for you. Don't just be like, here's my Shakeology every day and put the Shakeology label in front of you. I actually don't even really have my Shakeology bottle that often, only because my dishwasher dyed it like all of my Shakeology bottles yellow. But typically when I share my Shakeology, sometimes I will write the word Shakeology or whatever, but a lot of times I'm only talking about what it's doing for me. It helps with your digestive system. It helps with your hair and your nails, and it helps you feel overall healthier. It's quick. It's easy. Think of the things that it's doing for you and pay attention to it. Also in challenge groups, when people are drinking it, don't just be like, Shakeology, it's awesome. Ask them once in a while, like, how are you feeling from it? Do you feel different? There's people who have come off of seizure medication. There's people, it helps a ton with I get anxiety, and when I'm drinking my shake every single day, I feel so much better, and it helps so much. And those are the things you want to be paying attention, and those are the things you want to share, is know what it's doing for your body, so that way you can share with people about it. And then just with workouts, be doing your workouts like I talked about earlier. Really do your personal journey in this. There's so many businesses out there that you can work, like purses and makeup and skincare and LuLaRoe, like the leggings and all that stuff. But I can tell you the one thing that is very different from us is that you have to invest in yourself to be a good coach. You have to be willing to work on your own personal journey, mentally and physically, to grow in this business. Because if you don't, we aren't something that's just like, hey, buy this. We don't just put something out there and tell people to buy it. We instead are a product of the product. So what you are doing in your own personal journey is what's going to inspire someone to grow. And I can tell you, I did have a coach at one point that was only salesy, didn't do the workouts, didn't drink her shakes, and threw out always like, buy this shake, buy this, buy this. And she quit very fast, because that's not what this business is. This business is not a sales job. It is a company that we are working on ourselves and improving ourselves and sharing that. That is what's going to inspire people to join your journey and to want to be a part of it. Not just like throwing stuff out there. Does anyone have any questions?
I have a question. I don't know if this is one that we're going to talk about tonight or tomorrow night, but it does relate to the new thing that came out this morning with the on-demand, the bod and stuff. I guess because I was getting ready to post a thing about the challenge packs, because you had mentioned like everyone get your pictures and things ready or go live. But now it's kind of like I feel like this is a catch-22, because I want people to get the challenge packs, but then is the on-demand thing what I was reading? I didn't get to watch it yet. Do they get every program? Like these?
Yeah, they get every program, and it's for a year. So instead of paying $140 for a challenge pack and having a program plus the portion control containers, portion control book, and all that stuff, it's $199, and they get it for a year and they can unlock any program. Okay. All the programs will be unlocked. The only thing, and it's awesome, you guys, for this business in general. I'm super excited for it because, one, commission will be higher, but also instead of saying, hey, pay $140 and you get it for a month, you're saying pay $199 and you get it for a year. That seems like a way better deal to someone versus getting it for 1 month. So that part of it's awesome. The only downfall that I wish wasn't happening was that they are not releasing that until the 27th. So right now, if you're trying to hit Success Club and not freak out before the holidays, that's why I can't like wrap my head around how to share about it, because I want to know that like I'm still doing it. They will let people change and upgrade to that. But I wish they would have let us start promoting that right now.
Yeah, because that's where I feel like I want people to get the challenge packs, but then I'm like 2 weeks later, oh, but by the way, like
Exactly.
I'm like,
And it's like, then you don't want to wait till after Christmas, because then you're like, okay, then people are going to be like, I'm going to be I leave Wednesday to go out of town, and I'm out of town until literally the day before my daughter goes back to school. So like for me, I'm like, I'm going to be Christmas and New Year's, and like mindset isn't on, oh, let me buy a challenge pack. So that's why I'm like, I really wish they would have done that. And we'll talk more about that challenge pack on tomorrow's call too with the team.
Okay.
That is like the one downfall about it too.
Because yeah, right now I feel like I have my picture ready, but then I just think that's my honest personality where I'm like, I don't want to be like, oh, now go get this, but you still can in 2 weeks. Like
I'm with you. That's why I have not gone live yet, because I don't know how to, like, I don't know how to do it. Because then part of me is like, well, should I be waiting to like tell people about my challenge group? But at the same time, like, I mean, I guess what you could do is just like promote for your challenge group and say like mine's just fit for New Year's or whatever. And you can do a graphic with it. And then when you are talking to someone in the options, like when they message you, you can let them know like they could order and do it for $140 right now, or on the 27th, they would be able to do a year. And then you can give them the details for that and kind of just let them know. And then on your actual graphic, or if you went live, you can just specifically talk about what your group is versus putting any of that stuff in there.
Well, the other thing too with the health bet is you don't have to technically do one of their programs. It's just they want you to be working out.
Yes, you just have to log 3 workouts, and they do have to be drinking Shakeology. It's 5 shakes and 3 workouts. And they have to be signed up by December 29th to be in the health bet.
Do the other thing too with that is, because like I was in the last time they had it. So like if someone asks me, oh, hey, like how much are you possibly going to make? Like, do I just ballpark it, or like?
Say you have no idea, just let them know it's between $1 million to $3 million pot, and that they will divide it by how many people log their shakes and do their workouts.
Qualify. Okay.
And that's another thing, which I don't know if I should be saying this, but I am not promoting it as the health bet. I am promoting it as only because last time we did this, so many people did it, and the money wise, it was like $16, which is still $16 you didn't have. However, I felt like it's still $16, but I personally felt like I wanted them to at least make like $100 or at least $50. But because so many people did it, they didn't, and then that made me kind of feel bad. So I really am just promoting it as my fit thing. And then what I'm going to do is tell them like, hey, the challenge pack is $140, or you can wait, but you would have to order it on the 27th or by the 29th, in between those 3 days, 27th, 28th, and then it has to be ordered by the 29th. And so that way they know they'd have to do that, but let them know of the second option. And then I'll also let them know, like, and as a side note, you'll receive a little bit of money for this. I put that in there and like tie it in, but it's not my main focus. Because last time I really did promote it as like, health bet, you're going to win money and all this. And then once it all got split up, it wasn't as much as I thought it was going to be. And I felt like I promoted it so much to like get money, like you'll get money, and $16 wasn't a lot of money.
Have they done this a lot? Because I don't remember it before.
This is only our second time actually doing it. So, and last time I actually didn't even get the $16. Not that it really matters, but I still don't understand why I didn't get it, because I logged all my stuff. But and I didn't have anyone complain about it, so I guess like it was successful. People are still happy to receive something, but And something you can do if it ends up being small like that, you can always send like a little, go to H&M and buy someone like a little $10 tap and send that to them and, have it go with it and be like, hey, the payout wasn't as much, but I wanted to send you something extra for doing this. That's a good way just to like also let people know like you do care. Cool.
I have a question completely unrelated to any of those topics.
Sure.
So I've been watching a couple of the videos, and it says really you should sign up like your significant other or your husband or your wife or what have you, right? As a coach that's like under you. Did you do that first off?
Yes.
Okay. So then now, is there a benefit in doing that? And can you not change it later on? Like change,
You cannot change it. So when you sign up a coach, they go directly either to your right leg or left leg. You can switch them. You have you have up to 5 days to do that. And then they are on that leg and they can never switch. So the benefit of signing up, I am not married yet. However, me and my boyfriend have been together forever. So it's going on like 7 years. And so when I wanted to sign up, I was like, okay, you're actually going to start coaching. And because they said to do that in the video. So I was like, whatever, you're going to start doing this. And he didn't drink Shakeology. He actually was like, this is a ripoff. Like, you're spending money. But he let me sign him up. So no, if your husbands are in the beginning totally against this and think you're an idiot, like that's totally normal for husbands to think that.
Yes, exactly.
But he started drinking. He drinks Shakeology now every day. He finally is starting to do some of those workouts too. So they do come around. But the reason I say sign them up is to go Emerald, which will be your first rank advancement. That is have a coach on your right leg and a coach on your left leg. As you build your team, you want, so like I'm here and then Frankie's right here. And then all my other coaches are all under us. So I'm making volume off of like his account and it goes up to my account. So all these people make volume in his account and in my account. So that's why having them up at the top, you want them there, because if you sign him up all the way down here and you're up here and you have like tons of coaches, your volume won't be as high. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Does he actually have to do anything?
No. So when I signed my boyfriend up, I literally signed him up and did nothing with his account. All he needs, so to stay active, you guys, you need 90 PV. That's for you personally. If you're trying to hit Success Club and get like, every month we get a gift from them if you hit Success Club 5. So 90 PV. So that's, if you're drinking Shakeology every month, you're good to go. You don't even have to worry about it. Your other option to stay active, but you cannot hit Success Club with this, but you can still stay active, is 50 PV. So what I did in the beginning was I kept my account always as Shakeology. I signed him up with a challenge pack and I got a sampler pack, a challenge pack with like the different flavors of shakes so that I could try them, because I did chocolate bag for mine. And then I did that for his just so that I could try the shakes for when I was talking to people. Then he has that first round, he has to be on home direct. But then I took him off home direct and put him on, I would just order Energizer through his account or order 3-day refresh or whatever. Or if I needed extra Shakeology to sell, I would order that. Because all you need for him is for him to be 50 PV and be an active coach. And then you need one coach on your other leg and you're Emerald. Then when I built my team, I kept building, didn't do anything in his account. But once I was going to go Diamond, I made him Emerald because I was in full control of his account. So to go Diamond, you need 2 Emeralds, one on each leg. So I only needed to depend on one other coach to go Emerald because I made him Emerald. So literally like my entire business, I tried to not really have to depend on other people. It was more like, okay, it's up to me to do it because I was moving faster too. So yeah, that's what I did with his, is I made him Emerald. That way I had one Emerald on the other and I went Diamond. Then once I was Diamond, I made myself Solid, but then I built him to Diamond because then I got a star. And now his account has probably like 12 coaches under it. No, his account probably has like 14 coaches under it. But in the beginning, you don't have to do anything with his coach. Literally, you can have him just sitting at 50 PV, getting an Energizer so that you can drink it. Or if your husband is going to drink Shakeology, then order Shakeology on that account, and he can keep active. And then once you're going to go diamond, that's when you'll make him emerald.
Turn it away. Turn it away.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate
Does that make
it.
sense?
Yeah, no, definitely.
Okay, awesome.
Thanks.
Does anyone else have any questions?
I
Pam?
have one last quick one then, relating off of the spouse, because I have, obviously, my husband, he's my first coach that I put under. So like when you, like I'm not at that point yet, but when you get to the point where someone else wants to sign up as well, and you say, use my husband, like how do they respond, or like do they understand, like, or did you tell them ahead of time, hey, I want you to go under my husband? Like, does that make sense what I'm
So
getting
if
at?
someone's ready to sign up, what I do, if like I was going to make him emerald and needed to put something under him, I just say like, hey, like once they're ready to sign up, I'll be like, hey, just so you know, I'm going to send you the link to my boyfriend's account. So it will say Frankie, but I'm your coach. I just run both accounts. So I always just let the person know, like, I'm in charge of both accounts. You won't be dealing with him. And it's literally just me. I'm doing both accounts. And there was one time I had an issue, and it was literally one of his girlfriends who was signing up. And she's like, well, I don't want to be under him. And I'm like, okay, well, that's why you know me, actually. And so I just put her under me. If anyone ever has an issue and feels uncomfortable about it, just put them under you. But for the most part, I mean, 3 of my diamonds we're 5-star qualified in my account, and then he's almost 3-star qualified in his. So I have a lot of coaches under his account too that are active and working the business. Like Kristen, Stephanie, if you guys know who they are, they're all under Frankie's account, but it still benefits me. Because also when you start getting bonuses and you have your husband's account and your account, then bonuses happen at 2-star, 5-star, 10-star, and 15-star. So like right now we can get 2-star bonuses in my account and in Frankie's account versus just getting 2-star here. And then because we're 5-star qualified, now we get the 2-star bonus, the 5-star bonus in my account, and then the 2-star bonus in his account that all go together. Does that make sense? So basically you end up using your husband's account just to help your income and your growth the entire time. And I only use it when it's going to benefit like my stuff. So that's why you make him emerald, and that's why you make him diamond. And then once he's at diamond, then you kind of just let it sit. And now my coaches are bringing in the volume there.
Is it smart though when you have the coach or your spouse, or you're in control of 2 accounts, to add the next new coach under them, or to keep building yours first, and then when you get so many people, go back to them?
Build your account first. Okay. Once you sign your husband up, I would say do not put anyone under him until you are almost diamond and just need an emerald on that leg.
Okay.
Because if there's a chance that you don't even have to make him emerald, because maybe you have 2 active coaches and they go emerald, then you would just keep building your team and make it even more solid before that.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Sweet. What happens if
you can go, Christine.
What happens if like one of your coaches goes inactive? So say like the first coach you sign up, because I have one that's, kind of interested, but I think she might just like whine off after a little while. What happens if they go inactive?
If they go inactive and they like delay their Shakeology, that they will just show up as black inactive. So what that means, a coach who's active is going to be black. When they're about to go inactive, it will show up as red for a week. And if they go black inactive, you have 1 week to get it fixed when it's red. And then by Wednesday at midnight, if you don't get it fixed, then you have to, then they'll stay in your line. So like if you have a coach here and a coach here and that person goes inactive, they'll still be there, but they don't count as a coach until they're active again. So say someone
Okay.
delays their shakes, but they don't cancel, then they will stay there, but they don't technically count as a coach right there. So if you need 2 coaches to be Emerald and they're black and active, then they won't count until they're active again.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. So like even if you have like a you know, your boyfriend as your right leg and then, you know, another coach as your left leg, if she's inactive, then you know the next coach kind of takes her place?
Yeah, so they would go right under her.
Right.
As you build, the only time, unless they cancel, that's the only time Beachbody will remove them. Or if they stop paying their coaching fee, and I think they have like 6 months of not paying it before they get removed. But if you signed up your next coach, they would go under that person, but they would still count as your Emerald status.
Okay.
I think there was something to it when I was on, cause I've called customer service a lot, 'cause I usually bother Jesse a lot. But they were telling me like the moment like I signed up Blaze, like he didn't become active for a while because like it had to go through the systems. Like I might do something on a Wednesday, but it doesn't seem to happen to like the next following Thursday to show up. Is that correct, Jesse? Like things that you do that week don't.
It should go by pay period. So if you sign someone up anytime between Thursday morning to Wednesday night, that's a pay period. And then by midnight that night, the following day is when they should show up active on that following Thursday.
Because that's where I think I got really confused. I'm like, why aren't these people changing? I'm so confused. Like, I thought it was overnight, like boom, but no.
Yeah, it doesn't. They don't change that. Same with rank advancements. It won't switch until Thursday morning. So Wednesday is like the cutoff, and then we get paid every Thursday. And rank advancements and inactives and all that stuff always switches on Thursdays too.
Sweet.
And you guys, when you start building your teams, just ask questions because we will help you place it. But basically, when you start building your team, you're going to just go back and forth. So right leg, left leg, right leg, left leg, and just keep doing that. But make sure you're talking to your coach too. I always try to check people's downlines. Okay. I always try to check people's downlines also. But if you have a question, you're like, hey, I'm signing up this active coach and I already have these 3 people. What do I do? Ask me and I will help you place them. Because I did a lot wrong in the beginning when I started coaching, and I literally built one of my legs and had like 12 coaches on it and like no coaches on the other side. So I could have gone diamond way faster than I did, but I didn't know placement mattered. So I was like, yeah, I'm doing awesome. And then my coach looked at it and was like, no, you're not, because you can't switch any of these coaches and they're all on one leg. So just make sure they're going right and left, back and forth. And just ask us. It takes us 2 seconds to check. If you can't get a hold of your personally sponsored coach, reach out to me. I'm here to help all of you guys, and I want you to be successful. So don't be scared and be like, hey, I can't. We're all here to help each other.
Awesome.
Cool. All right. Thank you guys all for getting on the call. If you have any questions, ask, and then you'll actually see us tomorrow night too, because we have a team call tomorrow. All right. Bye, guys. Oh, wait, hold on. I want to take a picture. I was going to try to do this, but I don't know if it's going to work. Chloe, do you want to be in it? I want to be it. I wanted the computer to show up more. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. All right. Okay, awesome. Bye, guys.